What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Brianna. Today's video, I'm just going to be talking about confidence. I got a few requests to do some videos just in regards to building self-confidence and self-love and just all of those things. So I just really wanted to talk about that. So it's going to be kind of short and sweet, but let's just get into the video. So first things first, I'm just gonna really talk about the things that you don't want to do, and that'll help you to not kind of have that, oh, woe is me, or I'm not, in the body I want to be in, or I don't look the way I want to look. So I'm just gonna start with those things. So the first thing is to not compare yourself to anyone. Like, to understand that you are fearfully and wonderfully made just like how you are. And I understand that that's not easy all the time. This coming from a person that, I had that issue in which, not to say I would compare, but I would kind of just always feel like, if I was this way, I'd have this. Or if I was whatever way, I'd have this. And the truth is, it's not true. Like, if you were that way, you'd have another struggle, or you'd have something else that you dealt with. And so it's important to not compare yourself to other people. And then if you are, around people who kind of do that, like, oh, you see what she had on, why you couldn't, you don't need to be around those type of people. That's just the truth. Number two, careful how you talk to yourself. I would say one of the biggest things that really helped me to just love myself and to build that confidence in myself was the way that I spoke to myself. So I was very strategic in making sure that I didn't put myself down, or I didn't, oh, well, you're so this or you're that. Like, you have to be very careful with those things. I would literally always just be like, girl, you're pretty, you're so cute, like, you're so beautiful. And people can look at it and be like, oh, that's so vain, and oh, you're doing whatever. But when you're struggling with self-esteem, or with, the way that you look or anything like that, like, you got to talk to yourself first. Like, you got to tell yourself first who you are, okay? And then, hold on, let me go ahead and, because I always have to put the faith aspect in it. Who God says you are, okay? All of those things are in the Bible as well. Who God says you are. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. You're beautiful. You're His creation. You were made in His image. Like, that alone is beautiful, honestly. And that's just the physical aspect of it, the outside aspect of it. Number three, I would say internal work. So what that means is that you have to really deal with the things inside of you that made you not confident, or that made you have a self-esteem issue or insecurity, or whatever the case is. Because a lot of times those things are not just things that we thought about ourselves and it just happened. Sometimes it's things we watched, it's people we're around, it's people who have said things to us that have stuck with us all now. Like 10 years later, we're wondering why we're still dealing with the fact that we got, a big nose and hate it. And it's because, oh, when we were younger, our grandma used to always say, oh, your nose, that nose, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, honestly, they probably didn't mean any harm by it, because they were just doing what they do. But those things can subconsciously affect us, and we don't realize that that's where we kind of get our speech from. That's where we get the things that we say from how we were brought up, things that we heard, things that we watch. So it's very important to make sure that you are doing whatever work you need to do internally to ensure that you don't have these things just spewing out of you, or this negativity about yourself just spewing out of you based off of events or other people or anything like that. Like, if I always say, if I'm going to think something about myself, I need it to be my own thought. So, like, for instance, when it came down to me wanting to go on like a weight loss journey, like, I thought of myself, like, all right, girl, you got to come down a little bit. Like, I thought that of myself. And it wasn't until I was ready to do that and I thought that of myself that I really kickstarted and did everything that I needed to do, because it was me feeling like that way, and not based on what other people were telling me, not based on people saying, oh, well, you gained a little weight, or, oh, you would look better if you were this size. And it's true, people do that. Like, even in the church, honestly, especially in the church, like, I'm not even gonna front with y'all. Like, sometimes people are a little bit too entitled and too like comfortable, and so they will literally just say things to you like, oh, why you put that on? That don't look right on your body. Who are you? And who said what's gonna look right on my body? And that leads me into my next thing. The other thing that helped me to build confidence was just being myself. Pretty much doing what I wanted and wearing what I wanted. Now that doesn't mean, I'm just out here. But it means I wasn't really concerned about I wasn't really concerned about anybody's rules of what to wear, because I know they say, oh well, if you have a certain type of shape, this type of outfit would be more flattering. Now that is true to an extent with certain pieces. You don't want to wear all loose things. You want to do a loose pants and a tighter shirt, like those type of things. I get like those standard things that are kind of universal across the board. But when it comes to things like, oh well, if you have, your stomach is out like this, you don't want to wear something like that because it's not going to look right on you. It's like, you put on what you want to put on, love. Like, that's the other thing that I just never really subscribe to. It's like, if I like something, I'm going to put it on and I'm going to wear it, and I'm going to wear it with everything, with all of me, honey, like all of it. I'm coming with everything that I have to give because I want to wear it. I feel beautiful in it. I like it, and I'm going to wear it. And so those would probably be the top things. I know I didn't like go too in depth because honestly, guys, it really is a personal thing that you have to do. So I gave those few nuggets, and those are the main things. Also, company. You have to be careful of the company that you have when you are dealing with an insecurity, a self-esteem, or anything, confidence, or anything like that. You need people around you that hype you up. And when I say hype you up, it just means that it's not that they're always being extra over you and whatever. It's just that, let's say you bring something to them, they're excited about it. They're like, yeah, girl, that looks good, or whatever the case is. Like, you don't need people that are just always negative or always like, nah, I think it would look better if you did that. Like, opinion is one thing. Like, if you ask somebody their opinion, then yeah, you have to take what they say. But if it's just something where you notice somebody around you is just always down on you, always pointing out your flaws, always saying how you should be or how you should act or how you should dress, I mean, I'm in the get rich spirit right now, but I understand that you got to have a little grace. So I would say speak to them about it and say, that's not helpful. It's not helpful that you do that, because sometimes they don't realize that it's something that it's affecting you. So speak to them and say, I don't like that. Like, that's not helping me in what I'm trying to do. Or you can just snip, depending on, what the issue is. But I just feel like it's so important to have good company around you when you're dealing with certain things like that, or when you're trying to really, really go on like a self-love journey and really being confident and loving yourself and all that stuff. It's not easy, especially if you're a person to, from when you were a kid, you were hearing certain things. And I think a lot of us have those things where, like, from we were younger, like, oh, you're too dark. Oh, you need to stay in the house because you're too dark. Or, you don't need to eat that because you're already too big. Or you need to eat because you're too skinny. It's like, just let me live. Just let me live. And that would be the last and final thing that I give you guys. Just live. Like, at the end of the day, you are going to make the life that you want to have. You are going to have the attitude throughout life that you want to have, that you allow. And so it's important that even if you aren't where you want to be, whatever space you're in, be content there. Be okay with it. Like, for instance, I still have a lot of fitness goals, a lot of body goals, weight loss goals, and things like that. And even like other things that I want to fix, like I want to get braces, and I want to do a whole bunch of different things in regards to physical appearance and things like that. However, I'm 100% okay exactly where I am, exactly how I am. And none of those things are going to change how I feel about myself. So either way it goes, because the truth is, you can lose weight. You can, even go get the plastic surgery that you want to get, or you can do things to, physically change your appearance. But if it's not in your heart, if it's not inside of you that you are beautiful, if it's not inside of you that you are confident and gorgeous and how you are, if those things are not in you, you will still look at that person that you created yourself to be and say, Like you'll still have the same issues. So it's a lot of internal work that has to be done, and it's okay to unearth some things. Like it's okay to write and to, like, one of my major things that I do is I write. Like I love writing, and it helps me so much because sometimes, I'll tell you the truth, like sometimes I don't feel cute. Sometimes I'll be like, I just feel so she's like big and like whatever. Everybody has those moments, and it's okay, but I never stay there longer than a moment. Like you got to get up, you got to keep going, and you got to put yourself together. Like that's the other thing. Like if you're dealing with any type of insecurities or things like that, it's like, girl, get dressed up, put yourself together, like take yourself out, do whatever you feel will make you happy. Like think about the things that make you happiest and do them for yourself. Do them for yourself. And realize that at the end of the day, like I said, you're gonna create the life that you want. You're gonna live through life with the attitude that you decide and allow yourself to have. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and got something from it. I know I didn't go like super in depth, because like I said, it is a very, very personal thing. And so I can give you the overheads that worked for me. But there are very like intense moments that you'll have, and there's things that you gotta like really, really deal with within yourself and stop saying to yourself. And so it's a lot of stuff that you have to kind of sit in front of the mirror and say, okay, what are the things that I have insecurities with? Okay, now, and where did that come from? And how can I kind of curtail that? And is this something I really want to change about myself? Or is this something that I'm okay with? It's just everybody else makes me feel bad about it. Like, you have to really kind of intentionally go through those things and kind of evaluate. And trust me, like, you'll be better. And as you grow, as you continue to grow, you'll continue to grow in this confidence and grow in this self-love for yourself. Because the truth is, I wasn't always here at all. I wasn't always here at all. Like I just wasn't. I didn't feel how I feel about myself now. And the only thing that changed was me. It was never, somebody telling me, because people tell me I'm beautiful and I'm all of this all the time. It doesn't make a difference if I don't feel it for myself. So yes, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. And go ahead and like comment and like let me know if it was helpful, or if you may have some helpful things to give to people. Like go ahead and comment, and I'll see you guys in my next video.